How's it going?
What's up, Sep? Eldest tells me
What up?
it tells me you really need our help. What's going on, buddy?
uh, yeah. Well, I'm 30 years old. I'm a virgin. I've never kissed a girl. I've never been on a date. Never had a girlfriend.
Okay.
But on the flip side, I feel like it's hard for me to identify my issue other than just being extremely nervous when it comes to making like taking that next step of like asking for a girl out, because like I think I have a pretty good career. I have a lot of really good friends. I love my family, talk to my parents all the time. I like everything in my life feels great. I'm like healthy right now. Like I don't think I look too bad.
Sure. There's
So
nothing.
it's just-
there's nothing you're lying about. You're not fucked up. You don't have some fucking. Your face is fucked up. How fat are you? And again, with love.
I'm a little fat right now.
Okay, that's not a big deal. That's not a big deal. But nothing. You're saying objectively, there's no reason that you seem like you're saying I'm a well-adjusted guy with no glaring reason why I can't have a normal romantic part of my life. That's basically what you're getting at?
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's internal. I
think you're totally right. I mean, listen, I did have a version of this. Obviously, it didn't last till 30, right? But like, I knew this nervousness as a kid. I mean, I was like growing up. I was always fun and funny. I was always good in like group settings, and I was comfortable in front of crowds. But when it came time to one-on-one talk to a girl I liked from the ages of 16 to like, or from like the age of 12 to 20, maybe 19, 20, no, 20 I think is about right. I fucking blew it. I would clam up, and it was fully nerves. It was fully feeling like I wasn't worth this. I don't know. And it's definitely psychological shit that I still have yet to unpack. But I totally, and in your case, it seems like almost even more. I was also dealing with like body image issues, and I thought, I was much more fucked up looking than I was. I look back, dude, I was actually kind of cute when I was like 19, and I've gained literally since when I thought I was too fat for love at 19, I have at points gained 110 pounds more than that. So I know what it's like to sort of be your own worst enemy.
Oh yeah.
So what do you think are you nervous in general? Like, are you a nervous person in general? Like, are you bad with confrontation in general? Because that was another problem for me. I wasn't good at sort of asking for what you want, even if that is romantic attention from a beautiful woman. That still goes under the category of asking for something and feeling like you're worth it in general. Because my issues were kind of wrapped up in little people pleasing stuff that comes from a, traditionally, like if you a type of parent that's like sort of very self-centered and puts their needs forward. That can happen a lot if a certain type of, some of the lighter abuse can lead to this kind of behavior. So were you dealing with any of that?
Yeah, I think you definitely nailed one thing. Is I do kind of get that feeling of like I'm not worth this when I'm talking to a girl, and for me it's kind of like a switch too, because I'll talk to cute girls like at the park or at the bar or at events, and I am very social, but like the moment it gets to that point, like I'll have a friend who'll pull me aside, be like, you should ask her, for a number,
right?
And then I get this wash of dread over me,
dude.
And
so let me ask you this. Sorry to cut you off. Does that happen in general when you're asking for something, not just the a girl's number, but like a raise, for someone to stop treating you poorly, for somebody to start, to when you in general ask for something or advocate for yourself in general, does that same dread wash over you?
Maybe a little bit. I do get some adrenaline, but I am. It's weird because I was actually thinking about this as like a potential topic before even getting in here. Is like, am I afraid of confrontation? And sometimes maybe, but I think I'm kind of confrontational generally.
Interesting.
I think, like if I'm advocating for myself, which is a very interesting thing that you highlighted. I think, I do get some adrenaline rush there, but it's definitely the absolute height, and it's a different level when it's taking the next step with a woman.
My hunch is, and I might be wrong here, but my hunch is I'm going to ask you to truly take note of when you're advocating for yourself, because my hunch is you're downplaying that a little bit, because I think that stuff doesn't matter to you as much as women. And it probably, but compared to your usual baseline, my hunch, and I might be wrong, is when you're asking for stuff, it actually makes you a little more nervous than you even recognize right now. It's just that the one thing you observe when you blow it over and over again is with women, because that actually matters to you in a way that none of this other shit does. So that's one thing. That's a little homework there, is just observe yourself more objectively and see how you're affected anytime you have to go out of your way and ask for something for yourself. That's one thing I'm having a little hunch. But look, either way, the matter at hand is just like your ability to talk to girls and ask for what you want. So have you ever done therapy or anything?
I am actually in weekly therapy meetings right now, and this is the primary subject.
This is huge though, dude, because honestly, and this for sure, in my opinion, my completely unofficial opinion that has no legal standing, no matter what happens one way or another. Let's remind everybody of that. I am not trained in any way. I'm a fat loudmouth with slightly higher emotional intelligence than most people, and that's it. I think this is obviously psychological. I mean, this is so obviously something you need to, because this is how I went to therapy for, not this exact thing, because by the time I was in therapy, I had figured this out. But the root of this problem for me, maybe it's not for you, the root of this problem was people pleasing to me. The root of this problem to me was thinking what other people wanted. It was a mix. It was low self-esteem and people pleasing. And when I was very young, I just thought anything anybody else wanted was more important than what I wanted, right? And that's a matter, and that was, and then when you move that over to women, it's that plus the assumption that I'm such a piece of shit, no woman would ever want to be with me, right? It's twofold. It's for me again, I was a people pleaser, and I also thought that when I asked a woman out, I was asking them for a huge favor that they would get nothing out of, that I was bringing nothing to the table for them. And so the biggest ask I could ever fathom when I had low self-esteem, when I was a kid, was a beautiful girl spending time with me, right? And what helped me was, and it's not a solution for most people, in my 20s, I started doing stand-up comedy, as pathetic as this is, and I was good at it. I started succeeding. I started feeling like I was working on what I wanted in life. And that confidence helped me to get over the fact that I thought it was a big ask. It still didn't solve my people pleasing problems, but now I thought, well, I'm not a complete piece of shit, so I can ask some girls that I don't really respect that much to spend time with me, right? And so I just started dating girls that I just had bad relationships because I thought, well, this is the type of person I can be around, is an alcoholic with no life plan. These will be the women that I spend my early 20s with, right? Which is fine. And look, some of them did get it together and they were better people than me, and some of them I'm still very close with. But so does that sound anything? Does people pleasing or very low self-esteem feel like, are we hitting anything there?
100%. I'm taking notes over here. You hit something. Yeah, people pleasing. I didn't think about it too much, but yeah, like as a kid, I was very much like the clown of the neighborhood, and all the parents hated my guts and they would exclude me. And then as I got older, I chilled out.
The parents hated you?
What's that?
What the fuck were you doing where parents hated a child? You were like doing pranks and shit? You were egging their house?
Never egged houses, no. I think I got blamed for kicking a door once. That's the first thing that comes to mind, like a front door, and there was a footprint, but it wasn't even me.
So you're this is so interesting because your first understanding of like social structure, which is the neighborhood, the hyper local community, you were the fucking whipping boy for the whole community. Everybody was like, oh, there's dumbass fucking, Frank or whatever the fuck, that little piece of shit. And and look, that might be either that caused something or those people psychologically understood that you were the kind of kid they could blame for stuff, right? And that might go back to, and look, again, I don't know shit, I'm not a doctor, whatever. I really feel like one of your parents had to be a piece of shit or was just really demanding or was just a huge narcissist. Is that possible?
Kind of, yeah. It's hard to say because I love them both so much. I was literally just on the phone with both of them. They are divorced, which that's something. But my dad is he's kind of like he's very unique. He is a bit narcissistic, but
yeah, dude, let me tell you,
he's doing his best with the brain they gave him.
Time out. That's probably true that he's doing. It might be true. I don't know that. You really need to interrogate your relationship with your father because I think we've worked through a lot of stuff. Like we've cried on the phone together. Like we've I think we're on the other end of a hold on working through a lot of that. Can I be honest with you? I think you've probably made some good first steps. Again, just my hunch. How much of working through it is for him and how much of it was for you? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a little, again, just barely knowing you. I wonder if some of the coming together was performative on your dad's part to make him feel better. And how much did you really talk about your issues? That's when you guys kind of cried on the phone. How much do you feel? What was the percentage of who felt better after that phone call, you or your dad? Who was bringing this up? Who was listing their grievances? And who was apologizing more?
I guess I kind of mischaracterized it because we did not get super direct about specific things, but we talked about kind of just emotions in general because he's kind of like having his emotional awakening late in life.
Exactly.
So that's kind of
about him, you fucking idiot. And he didn't apologize for any of the behavior that got you no pussy for your whole fucking 20s. So I don't mean to be like, knowing these narcissistic dad types, I think what you got was him. What he wanted was absolution for all his mistakes without actually taking responsibility. And I think you gave it to him is my hunch on how that actually went. And again, I don't know I'm not a doctor, whatever. I do kind of think I know what's happening here. I think I'm actually 100,000% right. But again, that's just because I really think we have very similar issues that mine happened to be solved by going away from my family and pursuing only what I wanted for my 20s. And that gave me the space, the context on my family, and also the ability to become who I wanted to be without the like. Let me ask you this: you say you have a good career. Was it always something your parents wanted you to do? Is it something you wanted to do? What kind of job do you have?
I work a remote job at a software company.
Okay, but so you feel good. You like what you're doing.
Yeah, it's all right. You know, it's very lax, which I like, and I can pursue other things. So,
what are some of these passions?
Maybe this is part of it, but I'm getting
Warhammer.
Really into competitive Pokemon right now. In fact, I'm going to a tournament in an hour.
Well, how are you not drowning in pussy?
Dude, are you kidding? And you're not fucking? You're putting you get all this spare time from your awesome job to either work on yourself, talk to women, and what you're doing is leveling up your fucking Clefairy. All right. Look, sorry. You're one of us. That's why I feel the ability to speak to you this plainly and frankly, because I'm talking to we are literally a multiverse version of each other, right? I don't want to like I said, stand-up comedy saved my life. Is that really less embarrassing than Pokemon? No. But you have and we can talk generally, but we got to take a sort of three-pronged approach to your issue. One is you're going to have to get deep in that motherfucking therapist chair, brother. Like you have and really look at your people. The root of this is people pleasing. It's low self-esteem and people pleasing. I'm telling you 100,000%. Again, from Dr. Stavros's completely non-legal advice. I think you need to really, really, really interrogate those and your relationship to your narcissistic parent, and maybe your mom too. I don't know what your situation with your mom too. Probably both your parents, but that's long term. That's the ultimate solution. At the same time, we got to get you we got to get you just moving in the right direction. And I would give you two general. You just need exposure therapy, bro. That's really all there is to it. and I would give you my homework to you is A, the long-term therapy, thinking about the root of your people-pleasing issues, you're a narcissistic parent, whatever. B, the exposure therapy. You said you can talk to girls, but when it's time to switch over, you fucking fuck up. All I'm asking for you is get 3 rejections a week. Your homework is not to get pussy. It's to get rejected. Okay? That's all. And when you do that, and maybe 3 is too much, whatever. But a couple a week, 2 minimum, motherfucker. 1 minimum and as much as 3. It's like, if you want to get 3 stars, get 3. You get a star for everyone, right? And you'll get bonus points if you go over that. So your job is purely get rejected. Purely go up there knowing she's going to say no. And one of 2 things is going to happen. Either you get each time you get rejected, it stings less because another part of it is ego, right? You have to be the rare type of person who doesn't believe in themselves in certain places and really believes in themselves in other ways, so that you think what you're asking is A, too much of an imposition, and B, not getting it would destroy you. So you're just locked in this fucking holding pattern of doing nothing, right? Even though, like you said, the rest of your life, it doesn't compute to why the fuck you're not having success here. So you have to just do that, because either it'll matter less to you, it'll hurt your ego less every single time. And in the context of go get these rejections, you're actually succeeding. So every time you hear a no, it flips it in your brain where it's like, that's good, I'm getting closer. And my hunch is, over doing this a certain amount of time, you'll get a couple fucking yeses. And then you move on, you have some dates, and then your goal is fuck those first dates up. And you're going to fuck some of them up, but you know what? Along the way, you're going to get more comfortable, and you will get some fucking attention, right? And then the third thing is, if it's Pokemon, it's Pokemon. But use something to get your confidence up in new ways. Do something that's only for you, right? And think about it in therapy a little bit, and think about it for whatever, and it won't hurt if it's a social activity, right? But look, as much as we're clowning on Pokemon, you probably could, look, getting cosplayer pussy, that exists. You could, in that world, find someone to be with, whatever. That's how we tackle this problem. And then look, in our back pocket, if you gotta fucking go buy a little pussy just so it demystifies the whole thing, who cares, dude? We're grown-ups, man. It's not a big deal. I remember the first time I got pussy, I was like, that was it, huh? That was the thing that controlled my life for 10 years, and I thought I was a piece of shit from fucking 11 to 20, to 21. It's like, that's the thing that fucking completely controlled my life. It was cool, but it wasn't. I thought you put your dick in, and it's like, yeah. You start floating. It feels pretty cool. It feels like beating somebody has this phrase, beating off plus. It's like, it's not, sorry, some comedian or maybe just one of my friends told me that once, and it really just feels like awesome beating off to the max, right? That's all. It's not that big a fucking deal in the real grand scheme of things. That's another thing to keep in mind. You do have a lot of shit going for you, but that's how I would tackle this problem, my friend. You need a 3-pronged approach. You need the super long term, you need the intermediary exposure therapy, and then you need the just like taking these advantages you have, having a nice career, having a little extra free time, and using those to make you more confident and also more fuckable in general. It won't hurt to fucking start thinking about your appearance. It won't hurt to hit the gym. Like I say to everybody, just working out, seeing numbers go up and getting stronger feels good as a dude. Maybe a little less couple fucking collecting badges and beating Team Rocket, a little more, couple more fucking lat pull downs. That's all. So, how does that sound? I feel like we are connecting here. I can hear it in your voice.
Oh yeah, 100%. And yeah, I've been working on myself too. I'm down like 25 pounds the last 2 months.
There you go, bro. So dude, can I tell you something? This is actually the best one of these I haven't gotten pussy calls we've ever gotten, because you're honestly halfway there. You've started everything in terms of even starting the conversation with your father. I mean, I made fun of it. I said it's probably about your dad, whatever. But that's huge. Breaching real emotional discussions with the parent that's sort of your emotional boogeyman, sometimes not even their fault. Like you said, they're up against a lot. They don't know what they're doing as parents. But they did fuck you up, he did fuck you up one way or another, whether he likes to admit it or not. Starting that conversation is huge. Continue that. Starting therapy is huge. keep interrogating these things deeper. And then, yeah, as much as I'm making fun of you about Pokemon, having a job where you have a little free time, where you get to pursue your passions, that's huge too. Now it's a matter of take this shit to the next level. You're in a great place because you just finished the tutorial level of fixing your deep-seated psychological hangups with sex and people pleasing and asking for what you want and setting boundaries. You just started the tutorial level. Let's start fucking winning a couple. Let's go beat Brock. You just picked your fucking Pokemon. All right. And now it's time to go get the rock badge, bro. And then eventually, and by fucking in 6 months, bro, you'll be fucking using rare candies to level up your Mewtwo. Okay.
100%, man. Yeah, I think the exposure therapy is a great idea because I am just a little too comfortable.
Go get me 2 rejections a week, 3 rejections a week, you cocksucker. All right, and call back when you get pussy.
Will do. Thank you so much.
All right. We'll talk to you, brother.
Take care.
Damn, dude.
That's awesome.
I had to lock in there.
That was great. That was all great advice. And yeah, I just like what you said about demystifying sex. When I had it was like, that's pretty fucking close to what I thought it would feel like or something.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay.
It's not any more complicated than that. And also like, just demystify the whole asking girls out, courtship process. It's like, those are just like social forms and rhythms and patterns that are there. You just have to do them. And then girls will reject you if they want, or they'll fuck you if you want. Yes. And it doesn't take much more than just like doing it.
And that's
let's get a drink.
Yes, that's
and taking it from there.
And by the way, this is a type of misogyny. It's putting women on pedestals as these like unreachable trophies when they're just people.
Yeah,
it's literally and you might get along with some of them, and they'll like you, and by the way, they want to fuck too.
Yep.
Like, and it's like that. But I remember it's so hard when you get stuck in that. Because I remember, dude, every year we didn't get pussy when we were kids, like from 16 to when it kept ticking up. Our neuroses around it ticked up too.
Absolutely.
And it was like, so I remember what a relief it was to finally fuck at the end of college.
Yeah.
And how it was already too late, but it's still like, I was just like, oh, I cannot believe this ruled my life to this level.
I know.
I can't believe it.
This guy is a case study for what I've said before, which is like, if I didn't get pussy when I did, I probably just would have kind of gotten used to it.
That's what
the
I'm
rest
saying.
of my life.
40-year-old virgin.
Like done some other stuff, found some other interest, and be like, well, this is it. It'll happen sooner or later. Because he sounded pretty well adjusted.
He's well adjusted. And I really think we have similar dads. It's really what this is to it. And I think the mix of ego and non-ego, I think like that was definitely what it was for me. It was like, I didn't think I was worthy, but also if I got to know, it would hurt my feeling. You know what I'm saying? So
he's on the path. He's on the pussy.
He's on the warrior's. He's on the demon's path to hell, which is the good path. Check out the Lone Wolf and the Cub, folks. That's how we're going to end this episode. Great series of movies, samurai movies that rock. Actually, that's what Wu-Tang. Because there was a version of it where they put all 4 movies or 5 movies, they cut it into one, and that's what Shogun Assassin is. That's from Liquid Swords.
Oh shit!
I realized that later because I loved. You remember how when I was not getting pussy, I was banging Liquid Swords in my fucking 1994 Chevy, dude.
Oh yeah,
I loved Liquid Swords, and it was only years. And I watched the sub of Lone Wolf and the Cub, and then years later when I watched a dub of Shogun Assassin, I was like, oh fuck, this was the thing. These were the fucking drops that Jizza was using. But
stay away from old school hip hop about chess until you get pussy.
That's true.
Then you can dive in.
You don't want the mathematically adaptively like fucking. You don't want to wear. You don't want to. Now is not the time to listen to rap from black guys with those little hat like the beanies that also have a brim. Stay away from that genre. Stay away from that until you get pussy. No multisyllabic high concept rap about chess, about chess matches, symbolizing fucking power and whatever.